Hello, everybody. It is Monday night, and you know what that means. It is time for the Sunday Night League. We are here for season three of the eighth, or apologies, round three of the eighth season of Formula X. We are here at the high speed ring, as you can see three times there on your screen, twice on those advertising boards, and of course once down on the concrete below. Also on the concrete below is our fantastic 16 car grid. So, without further ado, I will just pull up the standings so I can tell you them as we go through the grid. So, here are the standings, and therefore we are ready to rock and roll, if that's the terminology you want to use. First off, we have pole position. Matt Psycho lining up on pole for today. A stunning lap from the Renault driver puts him in first. He currently sits 10th in the championship, not having raced in round one. The number 16 driver on 16 points as well, I believe. So, Matt Psycho looking to go strongly here today from pole position. Second on the grid, we have SNL Jam, the number 7, as usual, qualifying towards the front. The Williams driver currently sitting in 7th in the championship. Number 7, we're getting some good numbers here. Number 7 lines up second on the grid. Jam with a new helmet for this round. You can see that there. I believe in celebration of the Euros, I believe he said that's what it was for. Those, of course, being football matches, European football, soccer if you're American. And third on the grid is a new driver today. It's Kaiser Grimm the third, I believe. Technically, we'll just be calling him Kaiser or Kaiser Grimm for the sake of simplicity. Number 3 is the new Tyrrell driver. He has qualified very well. Number 3 in P3 on the grid. He, of course, does not have a championship position as of yet. He has not yet done a race in this league, but qualifying on the second row of the grid, he'll be looking to go strongly. And then also, an interesting thing that I will mention in just a moment is that he qualified with the exact same time as the man in fourth, Bunnies 9999. Bunnies, number 1, the Mercedes, will line up on fourth, that sleek black livery, looking to go from fourth. He was our winner last time out in Le Mans. Bunnies will be looking to have a strong result again today, qualifying with the exact same time as third place. I can't actually think of a time that has happened before. That may very well be the first time in Formula X, especially considering the format we used to set the grids for the prior seasons before Season 5. Only in Season 5 onwards have we started using this one-shot qualifying format. So, yeah, that is your top 4 there. Moving on to 5th, however, we have the one and only Slender Fella lining up on 5th on the grid. I should also mention quickly, Bunnies is second in the championship, only 1 point off of first. I'll talk about first in just a minute, though. Currently, though, we are on Slenderfella. He is 9th in the championship, 17 points to his name. Slenderfella lining up in 5th. That black and gold livery, the Lotus, will be looking to do well here today. A relatively aggressive tire strategy, I believe. Hard, soft for the Lotus driver. We'll see how he does today. And then it is, of course, his teammate Bondimus Prime, the number 32, lining up in 6th position, right behind his teammate. Bondimus doing well so far in his rookie season. Bondimus currently sitting 11th in the championship on 16 points, same as Matt Psycho, but behind on countback. Only 1 point behind his teammate, though. 7th place today will be the one and only Ajax. Ajax, number 12, starting this race from P7. The Tyrrell driver, for the first time this season, second of the two Tyrrells in qualifying with a new teammate, though. We'll see how the two Tyrrells go today. Of course, already mentioned Kaiser Grimm starting in third, Ajax now starting in seventh, the Canadian. On pole last time out, not the case today. We'll see what he can do today, though. Wasn't a brilliant result for him last time. He is in 14th in the championship on 9 points. Aloe lines up in 8th in the championship, coming off a very, very strong second place last time out in Le Mans, la Circuit de la Sarthe, if you will. Aloe in 5th in the championship. He lines up in 8th today. He'll be looking to move forwards. The Renault driver has been performing extremely well recently. We'll see him trying to continue that form. Next up, the All-American Red Bull livery of Rob on drums, the number 42 driver. He is in 15th on the grid. He has 8 points to his name so far this season. For round 3, though, he's going to be starting from 9th on the grid. The number 42, let's see what he can do today. Stars and stripes on his car, star-spangled banner, if you will. Let's see what he can do today. Next up, though, is the first of the two McLarens. It is Speckmere starting in 10th. Some chrome sponsorship on there. It's the Triple Crown livery. We are not at a Triple Crown circuit this week. We were last week, though, of course. Speckmere is sitting in a good 6th place in the championship on 26 points. Speckmere will be looking to move forwards today. I think all of the drivers from here on out definitely will be, of course. But Speckmere in 6th in the championship on I believe 10th on the grid. We'll see what he can do today. Next is his teammate, the third of the three Canadians on the grid, the Punisher, number 24, starting here today in 11th, right behind his teammate. He'll look to be following his teammate through the grid if Speckmere can successfully get through the grid himself. Next is the second of the two Mercedes, number 23. Here, the 2020 Mercedes livery, driven this time by Ragimus Prime. Apologies, I forgot his name for a split second there. At number 23 with 20 points to his name, the Niki Lauda star there. This car will be looking to gain some good points today in 8th in the championship, looking to push forwards, but of course first in the Constructors' Championship. For the Mercedes duo will follow up on the Constructors' Championship shortly. Now we have the new Williams driver, Craig there. You can see in a Sergio Perez helmet, actually. A very nice helmet there, I have to say. Number 50, though, Craig, the Williams driver, will be looking to go from apologies. He will be looking to go from P13 here today. Number 50, the BMW Williams. He is well behind his teammate, but it is his debut race. I think we'll be looking to see him trying to push up forwards on the grid. Next is Gasman. Gasman is in a very good position in the championship himself. He's in 3rd in the championship, 39 points to his name. Gasman will be looking to move forwards in this Miami Ferrari livery. He especially will be looking to push forwards in this race. The Ferrari driver, not anywhere near his championship position when it comes to starting position today. Let's see what he can do from P12 at 14 even on the grid. 15th on the grid is his teammate, though, Jalkas, the Polish driver, in 16th in the championship, 7 points to his name. We'll see what he can do from the penultimate position on the grid. And last but not least, our championship leader, first in the first round, 3rd in the second round. We'll see what he can do today. It's number 31, the American Scarface. He is 1 point ahead of Bunnies in the championship on 51 points. He will be looking to make up massive positions. He is in the same position Bunnies was in last week when he won the race, or where he qualified and when he then went on to win the race. We'll see if Scarface can replicate that, being in the championship lead. That is exactly what he'll be looking to do. The Red Bull driver, with the star-spangled banner painted across his car, Let's see what he can do from last on the grid. And with that, that rounds out the grid for this round. Let's see the constructor standings quickly. We've got Mercedes on 70 points, Red Bull on 59 points, 56 points for Williams, Renault on 47, Ferrari on 46, 36 for McLaren, Lotus on 33, and finally Tyrrell on 19. Let's see what happens next in this thrilling race, or at least I'm certain it will be thrilling. High speed ring, as the name implies, very, very high speed. Look out for overtakes down towards turn 2 and down towards turn 3. Only 6 turns on this circuit, but a lot of slipstreaming will be happening. A lot of overtaking will be done. I cannot wait to see how this race goes. So if you'll excuse me for 1 second, let's just get prepared. I can also run you through the tires for a moment, actually. I will do that. Give me 2 seconds, please. As apologies, I had a bit of a brain fart there trying to look for the tires. So let's just quickly drop through the tires. Red Bull, we have Scarface hard, hard, hard today. Rob on drums, medium, hard, hard. Tyrrell, we have medium, medium, hard for both drivers, Ajax and Kaiser Grim. Lotus, we have hard, hard, soft for both drivers, both Slenderfella and Bondimus Prime. Renault, we have medium, medium, hard for both drivers, both Aloy and Matt Psycho, that would be, followed by Gazman and Yakas. In Ferrari, Gazman going medium, hard, hard today, Yakas going soft, hard, hard, as well as both McLarens, Punisher and Specmere going soft, hard, hard. Mercedes, a split strategy there. Bunny's going medium hard hard, and Ragemus going soft medium hard. Finally, Williams, we have both drivers doing the same. Jam and Craigob, soft medium, or apologies, soft hard hard. I can keep that in mind throughout the race. Let's see how this race goes, though. Let's get going. I am very excited. I do not want to keep you all waiting any longer. Let's get this race underway. So I will just get these settings right. Display all off. We are here at the high speed ring. Let's get this race underway. There are 4 or 5 red lights. It's lights out, and we are racing here at the high speed ring. It is a good start for Matt, but it's a bad start for both Jam and Kaiser Grim. Bunny's already up into second. Slenderfella next to him in third. Bunny's into the slipstream of Matt. Jam in third. Slenderfella up high. Bunny's on the outside of Matt. Bunny's into the lead. At the front, it's the Renault and the Mercedes side by side. There's 2 Renaults in there now. Aloy getting involved. He's sandwiched between the 2. Bunny's on the outside, takes the lead. Matt in second, Aloy third, Slenderfella fourth, Jam fifth, Bondimus sixth, 7th Punisher, 8th is Ajax, Ragemus ninth. Going back further down, let's see, Ragemus on the outside of Gazman. Gazman through turn 3, but Ragemus is going to have the inside now. Gazman is safely through. It's going to be Specmere trying to get through now as well then. The McLaren making the move. Further back, how are things going? Kaiser Grim has dropped all the way down to last, and he has damage. What has happened to the Tyrrell driver? It looks like it might have been out of turn 2. He's in 7th. Is right on board with him, or in chase cam even, or is he just bumped into the back of Slenderfella, and some chaos there as he gets slid along the wall. on those hard tires, maybe just not yielding as much grip as he expected. Kaiser Grim down to last position though. It's Bunnies who leads away from Slenderfella on lap 1. The Lotus driver is chasing down the Mercedes. It's a Renault 3-4 as Matt and Aloe sit behind there. Followed by Bondimus, Jam in 6th, 7th is Punisher, 8th is Ajax, 9th Gasman, and 10th Specmere. Let's look as the grid all goes over to the left. Bunny's out front trying to break the slipstream. Slenderfella under pressure from Matt Psycho. Matt is going to bump draft him. This trio of cars flying up towards Bunnies now. Aloe, Matt, and Slenderfella. They are going to overtake Bunnies surely here with the slipstream, with the bump drafting. It is a four-way battle for the lead. Bunnies on the inside. Slenderfella swoops around the outside to take the lead. Bunnies somehow maintaining second, though the two Renaults are going to swarm him here. Slenderfella already flying away. Bunnies brakes later than the Renaults. The Renaults going there. Oh, and that's Bunnies around. Bunnies is into the wall. Bunnies has lost it out of second. He is in second, or was in second, I should say, as Yakas is around too. Was there contact between the two there even? Let's go back and take a look. What has happened to Bunnies and what has happened to Yakas? Let's go on board with Bunnies first. On board here, it's just goes away from him so suddenly. The mediums not yielding the grip he would have hoped, throwing it back onto the track, luckily ghosting there. And what has happened to Yakas that looks unrelated, but I can't really say. He threads the needle between it looks like Scarface and Ragemus, runs wide through 3 onto the grass, onto the curb, and he spins it round on his own. So unrelated to the incident involving Bunnies, but both of those drivers completely facing the wrong way there on lap 2. Not at all what they will have wanted from today. Slenderfella leads the way though. That is a great gap for Slenderfella. That is a very, very healthy lead. Aloe, nothing he can do. Surely he's got a little bit of slipstream, but he's quite far back. It's going to be Bondimus going high, round turn 1 to try and make a move on Matt Psycho. Can he make the move? He's very high, but he is through on Matt, and with the outside line, we've seen that prevail so far at turn 2. He is fine here. Matt, running a little bit wide for a couple of drivers there, maybe extending track limits a little bit. Jam behind Bondimus. Jam now under pressure from Punisher, Ajax, and Gasman. Oh, not Gasman, apologies. Specmere, Ajax, Punisher, and Jam going at it here. 2 Canadians in this battle, 2 Brits in this battle. What is Ajax going to do? He's on the inside of Jam. Can he make the move? He's on the overtake. He's flying down the inside of this flat-out final corner. Jam is up high. That's going to give Punisher an opportunity. Almost oval-like racing at some parts of this circuit with how high speed and flat out it is. You'll notice me calling high and low lines. That is because it is very, very reminiscent of the way you would race on an oval on certain corners of this circuit. For example, here at turn 1, running the high line is Specmere here, not able to get the run on Punisher though. Further back, how are things going behind any battles back here? Bunnies and Kragob here going at it towards turn 2. Can Bunnies make the move on the outside? He swipes around the outside of Kragob. He is through and into 14th. Kaiser Grim in 13th. Ragemus and Scarface, or apologies, not Scarface, Rob on Drums battling it out through turn 3 and 4. A move for Rob on Drums possibly. I'm not sure. I think getting through on Ragemus though. If that's the case, good move from him though. Scarface in 10th. The championship leader has moved up quite a few positions, but it's not going to be enough at the moment. He is still in 10th. He will maintain the championship lead at this point, I'm sure, but he is still not looking in a good position. It's also only lap 5 of 44. There is really no way to know how this will go. Wow, both Renaults running such a high line there. Through the steeper, or apologies, well, yes, steep. Wow, that was quite wide from Matt Psycho there. Oh, and it looks like into the wall was Ajax. Ajax out of turn 2. He's going to lose some positions here. Specmere is going to fly up towards him here. Will he be able to make a move? Not quite. And apologies, as I'm just going to double check something quickly. But Speckmere on board with him. He has the slipstream on Ajax. Will he be able to make the move? Whoa, he puts himself on the grass trying to get through. Not able to make the move here with the slipstream. I wonder if he will be able to. Let's take a look. He is indeed through on Ajax on the inside down towards turn 1. That is an easy move in the slipstream. He is through, but it is Punisher and a Lowy side by side here through turn 1. Punisher on the low line, a Lowy on the high line. McLaren versus Renault. It's going to be the outside for Lowy. He swaps to the inside. Can a Lowy make the move here? Running a bit wide on entrance again for quite a few drivers. Wow, the speed you can take on the outside of that corner is immense. Just keeping it as wide as you can within track limits. That is an immense amount of speed you can carry. Wow, Slenderfella though, still with a good lead. Then it's Matt Psycho, Punisher third, fourth is Aloe, fifth is Speckmere with Ajax right behind him still. Ajax, will he be able to return the favor on this lap? Overtaking in the slipstream, he swaps to the inside very suddenly. He was outside, now he's inside, now he's outside, now he's just straight up behind. Looking for a move here is the Tyrrell driver. Will he be able to make it? Waiting. When is the opportune moment? Is it now? He goes to the outside. It doesn't appear to be actually, as Bondimus Prime squeezes through. He goes left then right. Can he make the move on Speckmere? He cannot. Down towards turn 2. Surely not. He's on the inside. He's quite low on overtake, you might notice as well. And losing some positions as the inside line just looks to not be the right direction here at turn 2. Moving backwards a little bit, what do we have going on here? We have Yakas in last, we have Kragov in 15th, Kaiser is down to 14th, so we've lost a couple positions since we last checked. We have the two Mercedes quite close together, and look at the sheer difference of tire wear here. Look at what the hards can do compared to the mediums. Bunnies, after 7 laps, look at the state of those mediums compared to his teammates' hards. I mean, look at everybody else, really. Nobody is struggling as much as Bunnies. Even on the mediums, look at the difference between... was Aloe actually on the inside? That's going to be a Speckmere swooping around the outside. Does Aloe get damage? I think he hit the wall, possibly not quite. But it is Ajax on his inside. Ajax into turn 3. Flies through on the inside. A nice move for the Canadian. He qualified 7th or 8th here, is making up some positions. Doing well is the number 12 driver, the Tyrrell, making up positions, as I said. Bondimus Prime in 7th, and I think that noticing that red light, it is time to mention the lights above the cars. If you've ever seen us racing in Formula X before, I'm sure you've heard me waffling on about the lights before. I do it every race as soon as I see a good opportunity, but you'll notice that a lot of the cars have green lights above the driver's heads, just above the air box, just above the air intake. That means that the driver has 25% or more of their overtake left in the tank. As Ajax on the outside, nearly able to make a move on Aloe there. Will Aloe be able to defend here, running quite wide, just keeping it inside the track limits? That outside line really does appear to be very quick. Drivers going to the inside, I think, will be a bit disadvantaged. We'll see Ajax still putting pressure on him. Ajax, though, and sorry, apologies, I should go back to the light. Ajax, you'll see with a green light above his head, for example, he has 25% or more of his overtake. You can also see in the bottom right corner next to the course map how much overtake he has left. Comparatively, take a look at the non-existent now light of Bondimus. I'll cycle back to him in a minute, but a good example now would be Scarface, a red light above the driver's head, showing that he has 25% or less of his overtake left. So Scarface using up his overtake quite substantially here. He is bump drafting Gasman, and I'll take a look just quickly up at Bondimus again. No light above his air intake means that he has no overtake left. So he is severely disadvantaged in any battles for the rest of the race. We are only on lap 10. We are not even quite a quarter of the way through this race. The field spreading out a little bit more now, though. You can see Matt Psycho is up in the lead, and as I actually missed out on mentioning, Slenderfella is on his outlap. That means he was in the pits just now. So Slenderfella, I believe, pitting out of the lead. We'll see if the undercut is powerful here, or is it the overcut that is the way to go. Either way, the Lotus driver doing quite well, but he's down in 14th at the moment. He'll be in a net first or second, I would think. Punisher also, I want to point out Punisher doing very well here. He is in second, but look at the state of those socks. The front right is completely dead on those tires. Let's take a look through the tires. Let's take a look comparing tires. These two seem very similar on softs. So, yes, Punisher and Specmere very similar on their softs. Mediums comparatively. Let's take a look between the two medium runners so far. Aloe and Matt Psycho on the mediums. Mediums for Ajax. He's doing better to save them, but he's got a bit of damage right now. Hards on Bondmas. Bit better looking for Scarface. A lot worse looking for Gasman, though. Look at the way Gasman's abusing his hards compared to the others. Jam doing quite well on his hards. Not bad for Rob on drums on his hards. Ragemus on his hards, not doing bad at all. And look how dead the hards are on Bunnies, though. Let's compare them to other hard runners. Let's take a look quickly. That's hards for these guys. None of them doing too badly, although it's hard to say about Slenderfella, of course. Take a look. Bunnies on mediums. Let's go compare him to a higher up medium runner. Let's take a look at Matt Psycho, for example. He's in the lead of the race. Comparatively, those mediums compared to Bunny's mediums. Bunnies are completely worn on the front right. Matt has maybe a quarter to a third left. Comparatively, apologies for flipping around so quickly like that. Mediums on Aloe also doing much better, so Bunny's really killing his mediums there. And that could be part of why he's so far down the grid. I mean, the reigning champion, second in the championship, down in 12th. It's not going well for him. Oh, it's Rob on drums is around! Rob on drums into the wall! I looked at Jam for a moment there by accident, but that is Rob on drums around. What has happened here to the Red Bull driver? It seemed to go so suddenly on him. The hards not yielding the grip you would have wanted. Oh, he just hits the wall. It's damage, but not a ton of time lost. He keeps the car going very nicely indeed, and I would actually have to say props to Rob on drums for keeping the car going forwards throughout that incident. Well done to him there. Yasmin on the back of Jam. What's it going to be? The Ferrari driver buff drafting the number 7 Williams. He's going to sit behind him. Will he make a move? Bonnie's into the pits back there. We saw for just a moment. These two are right behind the championship leader. Jam is going to go way to the inside trying to make the move. Gatsman way up on the high line. It's Jam through on Scarface. What's it going to be into turn 2? Scarface running wide just out of track limits for a moment there. Then it's Gasman behind him. Gasman actually getting a better run though. Gasman flying down the inside, turn 3. Oh, but that's some good grip there. Really pushing the car through turn 3 is Scarface. He keeps it up in 8th position, defending from Gasman, and Jam pulling away a little bit now. Just a little bit of a gap forming there already from the Williams back to the Red Bull. Let's take a look up towards the front. There's 2 drivers into the pits. It's Punisher and Specmere. Look at the state of those tires. They will be glad to be getting off of those. That's a Lowy. Low line against Ajax. Ajax high line. Has to slot it into the slipstream. Now he's going to go back up to the high line. Can he make the move? No, he can't. He's going to have to sit behind the Lowy for the time being. Let's take a look at the cockpit camera here for a moment. Ooh, as the Lowy just flies to the inside and Ajax is just going to fly through here. Let's go back to the TV cam. On the outside, is it later braking for Ajax? It is indeed. Both of these drivers on the mediums, but Ajax's mediums looking a lot better than Lowy's. Let's take a look compared to Matt's, though. Those look near identical for the top 2. So Ajax, having qualified in 7th, up to 2nd now. He is making good progress, but it's worth noting, as I mentioned before, we have already seen Slenderfella into the pit lane. Number 10, or P10 I should say, number 21, the Lotus driver, is ahead of Yawkas, he's ahead of Punisher, he's ahead of Specmere, Kragob, Rob on drums, and Bunnies. So, Slenderfella not looking too bad here. We'll see, once more drivers pit, we'll see where he comes out, or more to the point, where they come out compared to him. We are already a third of the way through this race. We are flying through this. Lap 15 already. Wow, we are really making some headway into this race. Let's see, Matt Psycho, he is in the lead. His mediums are not looking too good. His fuel's looking alright. Let's see, I don't think he'll need to pit on this lap. I think he can go another lap. We'll just have to sit and wait. It looks like he's going another lap at least. Will he have to pit this coming lap, though? I do wonder. Setting some good lap times there, though. Let's just get rid of that little glitch on the timing tower towards on the right-hand side of the screen. Consistently 58s and 59s. Low 59s when he's in the 59s. High 58s when he's in them for the most part. Except lap 9, a very good lap there. And I'd also like to point out the fastest lap of the race at the moment is Slenderfella with the 57.9. I find it hard to believe that that lap time will be beaten, so that could be an extra point going to Slenderfella at this point. We'll have to just wait and see. So Slenderfella, though, either way, with some excellent pace, doing exactly what he needs to do. That's Scarface, though, on the inside of Jam. Jam just holding it out on the outside. Let's see, in the slipstream, in the dirty air, behind Bondimus. Bondimus flies over to the left-hand side, probably trying to break the toe a little bit there. Not really working. I'd say Jam should be the one more worried about breaking the toe. You can see the Red Bull all over his mirrors. And into the pit lane go Bondimus and Jam. However, Scarface staying out, and Matt Psycho also into the pits, as well as Aloe. So both the Renaults head into the pits. That leaves Ajax the Tyrrell out in first. Second for Scarface as it stands. It's going to be Kaiser Grim in third, Ragemus Prime in fourth. Matt Psycho comes out in fifth. Where's Slenderfella in comparison? Slenderfella's here. You can just see a dot up ahead that's Matt Psycho, so the undercut has worked a treat for Matt Psycho. Wow, the Renault really pulling out a gap. Slenderfella, though, coming out in what will probably be a net second position, though, I believe. He is looking good here, going a bit down far to the inside there. Yakas in 7th, he is yet to pit. Oh, his Punisher just possibly wall riding turn 2 there. Doubt that was intentional. I can't imagine literally riding the wall would speed you up at all. So that was probably a little bit of a mistake there. Could be giving his teammate an opportunity. Ajax and Scarface both into the pit lane. Ajax, his medium's really dead there, as we just see the funny little graphic as the tires fly up when it comes to the white part, just showing how much wear they have. Let's take a look at Scarface and the like in the pits. We've got 4 drivers in the pits. Ajax out of the pits now. Where will he come out compared to his fellow Canadian? Punisher and Specmere working together here. That is fantastic teamwork from the McLarens. It looks like Specmere just bump drafting his teammate here, possibly. Goes to the high line, but not going for the move. Punisher through on Ajax. Can Specmere do the same? It's going to be Ajax on the outside. Oh, a bit of contact there. Ajax into the wall, falls behind Specmere there. A little bit of contact, but it looks to be alright for both drivers. He's going to be on the outside of turn 3. What a move, though, from the Canadian, making it past the McLaren. Wow! The Tyrrell just flying around the outside of turn 3. Well done there for Ajax. And it's Ragemus Prime into the pits, the second of the 2 Mercedes to lead this race. Neither leading it for very long, as it's Matt Psychos to control once again. Slenderfella sitting well in second. Let's see what kind of lap times these two are setting. Seems a little bit faster for Matt Psycho on the previous lap. So it looks like Matt Psycho pulling away ever so slightly, but I don't think it would be wise to count Slenderfella out of this. Slenderfella really does go quite far down to the inside at turn 2, though, doesn't he? As Punisher, or Specmere even, apologies, running a little bit wide there. Looked like possibly all 3 drivers there. But all of them just trying to stick in the slipstream. I wonder if we could see Ajax between these 2 McLarens. I wonder if he'll be trying to push ahead, or if potentially they'll even be trying to work together. On board with Punisher, you can see the other 2 cars in his mirrors. His mirrors full of his fellow Canadian, Ajax. Then it is Specmere falling behind a little bit, actually, for the McLaren driver. I wonder if the dirty air through 3 and 4 really hurt him there. A little bit of bump drafting going on between the two Canadians. Ajax behind Punisher. Where is he going to go? High line, low line. It's going to be high line for Punisher. Surely Ajax, if he's looking to make a move, will have to go to the low line. Not a good camera angle there. He goes down to the inside, and it looks like Punisher possibly just backing out of that, trying to take it easy. Ooh. Both drivers running wide and hitting the wall. Aloe hitting the wall as well there. Let's take a look further back. Any battles going on way into the wall for Rob on drums. Bunny's behind him is going to have an opportunity. He's going to go round the outside of turn 3. Another Canadian making a move at turn 3. It seems to be the Canadian's strong place. Oh, but there is damage on that car for Rob on drums. He is limping around that left-hander. Turn 4 is just not what he's enjoying today. Or at least, well, I'd say today. He spun there earlier. Just not going the way he needs it to on quite worn hards. I wonder just how much time he's going to be losing from that. Kaiser Grim might just have an opportunity in a couple corners' time. Let's just take a look around. Yalkas pretty far back. Kragov as well. Kragov, I'd actually say, should be thinking about getting out of the way soon. Not immediately, of course. There are no blue flags for him at the current time, nor should there be. I just think that, judging by the lap times, it looks like Matt Psycho gaining decently quickly on him, so I'd say before long there will be blue flags, is more my point. So, Slenderfella here in second. He is really ripping around this circuit using a lot of overtake. You can see there through turn 6. What will it be across the line? It's a 59-1 compared to Matt Psycho's 59-0. So Matt Psycho doing quite well here at the current time. Slenderfella with a 59-1, the 58-9 though for Ajax, so a couple tenths faster than either of those two in front. 0.1 for Punisher. Apologies for struggling to figure out how to say that number. As just Lowy, or Gasman even, following Bondimus, crying through turn 2. I think the Ferrari, let's take a look at the lap times for them. I think the Ferrari looking to put pressure on the Lotus, but especially once you get to this distance, the dirty air through this left-hander is absolutely brutal. You do not want to be following through that left-hander. Only two right-handers on this circuit, actually. So I suppose describing it as a left-hander is not the most descriptive, but through turn 4, let's say. Next, though, well, actually, I tell you what, let's go up to the front and take a quick look at our order at the moment. Matt Psycho flying away in the Renault, out in first, followed by Slenderfella, doing quite well there. Both of those drivers on the hards. It is Ajax, however, on the mediums, through turn 2, really just flying around, running wide, possibly hitting the wall there. Oh, that's a battle there between Punisher, Specmere, and Aloe. It's Punisher 4th at the moment, Specmere 5th, Aloe 6th. The two McLarens on hards, mediums on for the Renault driver as it stands. And I wonder... So, yeah, Lowy on his second set of mediums at the moment. So I'd say that means Matt Psycho is probably saving his second set of mediums for the final stint of the race. So I'd say, if you think Matt Psycho's fast right now, just wait till the final stint. Next, though, it is Gasman in 7th. He's on the mediums, followed by Bondimus on the hards. Gasman got past Bondimus in the past couple laps. Apologies for missing that. Jam in 9th on the hards. It is Scarface running in 10th on the hards. Let's take a look on board with our championship leader. Just see how he navigates. Actually, I want to even go chase cam. See how he navigates turn 2. Ooh, he hits the brakes a little, and he really runs up a bit wide there, but keeping it in track limits. Going quite slowly through turn 2. Kaiser Grim in 11th on the mediums. Bunny's on the hards. Look at the state of those hards as well. And you can see by the way he wiggled between turns 3 and 4. Wow, that was a close one on the hards. It's his teammate Ragemus on the mediums behind him now. Yakas on the hards, also really struggling with those hards from the looks of things. Rob on drums in 15th on the mediums, and Kragob in 16th. He's getting yellow, apologies, not yellow, blue flags now, as Matt Psycho, doing very, very well to get out of the way there is Kragob. You love to see that. Very, very excellent sportsmanship, understanding it's time to get out of the way, but a yellow flag up ahead. What is this? Ooh, with some smoke there. I think Rob on drums even has looped it from the looks of things. What's happened here? Let's go on board with him. Oh, just getting on the power, it slides away from him. Good heads up thinking to get off the racing line immediately though and get going. That is Rob on drums, just not enjoying his day down at turn 4. That is going to give Matt Psycho an opportunity to lap another car now. So Matt Psycho very suddenly lapping 2 drivers in a row. Whoa, just going way down. I thought he was pitting for a second there. Matt Psycho, a 59 flat, despite lapping 2 cars. If anything, that may have helped him with the slipstream though, admittedly. So Matt Psycho really maintaining quite good pace here. Comparatively, Slenderfella a 59.8, so 8/10 lost on that lap. Ajax right behind Slenderfella, 7/10 faster than him on the previous lap. The Canadian will be looking to move up into second. We've seen Ajax qualify on pole 2 out of the 5 qualifyings that he's done now, I guess. Who was Speckmere and Aloe battling it out here. Ajax, as I was saying, not having had any fantastic results as of yet. Really doing well in qualifying, not the race, but currently running in a podium position. We'll see if he can move up into second. But at the moment, what we're seeing is Aloe pushing Speckmere along the track. He really wants to get by here. Does the Lotus Driver, taking the low line through turn 6. Will he be able to capitalize on the slipstream down the pit straight? He's bump drafting Speckmere. Will that last all the way down to turn 2? No, he's already going down to the inside. It's going to be the low line for Aloe. Surely that will prevail over the high line for Speckmere. Speckmere has to duck in behind the Lotus. Or apologies, not the Lotus, apologies. Behind the Renault. The McLaren. Oh, that's also Gasman getting by on Punisher. In just a moment, I'll go back and watch that as Speckmere running very wide there on the entrance into turn 2. Let's go back and watch how Gasman gets past the Punisher. It appears to just be a slipstream move. He goes to the low line. Punisher staying very, very high through turn 1, and then just sliding down into the draft, into the slipstream. The Triple Crown McLaren behind the Miami Ferrari. A lot of good liveries on this grid. I'd like to point out the sheer number of one-off liveries being used. We have the one-off livery of the Triple Crown McLaren, the one-off livery of the Miami Ferrari, the one-off livery of the Texas Coda Red Bull, and I think that is it. That is indeed it, but still, 3 different one-off liveries. This grid is a fantastic looking grid, and that is Slenderfella into the pits. So Slenderfella pits now. He releases Ajax out into second. Ajax no longer with the slipstream, but also no longer with the dirty air. We'll see what the Canadian can do. He will be looking to push and try to catch Matt, but that will be a tall order, admittedly. Let's take a look here. I thought I saw someone getting lapped there by Matt. I'm going to go back up to Matt and take a look at it. Oh, that was a Red Bull. I thought that was a Lotus for some reason. So, let's take a look. Slenderfella coming out of the pits in 13th. Yakas is there in 14th. I don't think Yakas is not at all close enough to make a move on Slenderfella. You can just see Yakas in the background there of that long camera shot. And the front right of Bunnies is completely dead. Bunnies is not having fun today with the tires. I have not seen hards in that bad of a state ever before. Bondimus has damage. What has happened to him? Let's go back, take a look. Ooh, contact for Bondimus and Punisher. What has happened here? We are here on lap 28 of 44. Right on board with him. Punisher's on the outside. Oh, So Punisher already running wide, it sounded like he might have hit the wall, lost some speed, but Bondimus just sliding and sliding out to the outside, hits Punisher, spins round, takes some damage, loses a position or two. That is not what Punisher will have wanted out of today. Matt Psycho into the pit lane, the Renault driver pitting what should be his final pit stop. Ajax released into the lead. So the Tyrrell driver now leads the way. Not for the first time in his Formula X career. He led in his debut at Tokyo Expressway, and he led briefly at Le Mans, both of those times having qualified on pole. He wasn't in the lead for very long at Le Mans, though. He was for just over a lap, though, at Tokyo Expressway before disaster struck on that particular occasion. A good race. I recommend going and watching it as soon as this one is done. Aloe and Speckmere, though, racing here for second. We got these two drivers. Both of them, they were teammates last season in the Lotuses. And I tell you what, this is an inseparable duo. Both of these drivers, proven drivers in SNL. Speckmere, a race winner in both GTE and Formula X, race winner in Daytona Season 4 of GTE, and Kyoto Driving Park, yes, Kyoto in Season 5 of Formula X is Speckmere. Aloe, a two-time podium sitter in Formula X, Season 6, Spain, and just last round, Season 8, Le Mans. I believe that's it for Aloe. Nonetheless, though, Aloe, a very quick driver, and he is looking sure. Actually, Aloe also a GTE podium finisher now. I believe third in the final round of Season 8 of GTE at Brazil. So, Aloe really on a fantastic trend at the moment in terms of form. I think that it is not looking like today is going to be his day. Ajax doing quite well here. And Matt Psycho has pitted, but Matt will be also in front of him. But I'd say any time during the season, Aloe could be getting his first win, really. And I'd say similarly, Speckmere, who is into the pits now, could be going for a second Formula X win at some point. I think both of those drivers really are really the best of the rest, if not just right up there with the front runners. I don't know really how to separate the top runners from the midfield here. I'm not really sure there is a distinct separation. I think it's really just a slow blend. You know, it's really the entire grid shows up to the races every single time, effectively with everyone having a shot at the win. If I'm being completely honest here, that is the wonder of Formula X, is just how chaotic it can be. We have seen bunnies win quite a few times recently. Matt Psycho also winning a fair few times in recent times. Really, Matt Psycho winning a fair few times throughout the history of Formula X. Arguably the GOAT, greatest of all time in Formula X, but that is an argument for another day, a debate for another day. I don't think you'd need to argue over that. I think it would just be debating between certain drivers. Nonetheless, GOATs aside, I do find it entertaining calling people GOATs, referring to greatest of all time. It sounds a bit funny, but nonetheless, the Season 3 champion in the slipstream of Ragemus Prime, Renault versus Mercedes. I wonder, he's too far back into turn 2, and did he just lift off for a moment there? Running extremely wide on entrance and exit there does Matt Psycho. He sits right behind Ragemus. Well, he's gonna go around the outside if he can of turn 3. Nothing doing there. It's gonna be the outside again for turn 4. Please show us good camera angles, GT7. This is getting to be a bit frustrating the way it just focuses solely on one car. You cannot see the other. It's gonna be Matt Psycho right behind Ragemus, though. Surely he's just going to bide his time wisely. He's just gonna sit there in the slipstream. They move to the right-hand side of the track. It's 16 against 23. Will he be able to make the move? It's going to be the high line if he does through turn 1. Can Matt Psycho make the move? He's ahead for the moment. Can he keep that lead? He uses overtake, and he is through on the high line. Through at turn 1. Ragemus is going to sit behind though. He slots into Slipstream now. He's not going to be able to make it. Oh, just running a bit wide there after he lifted off. And Matt Psycho just flying away there. That's immense. How has he done that? He has built up an incredible gap through literally one corner. That is unbelievable. Wow, Matt Psycho is flying. He's 5/10 up on his fastest lap of the race. He is using some overtake. You can see there. I think he's going for fastest lap. Slenderfellows 57.9 might be about to fall. Jam is into the pits off the hards. What's it going to be for Matt? It is not the fastest lap of the race, but it is a personal best. It's a 58.073. Simultaneously, on the other hand, Ajax running, as I just see a butterfly outside my window. Apologies for the distraction. That was a large butterfly. Anyways, Ajax in first. As it stands, you can see his fuel and his tires. Surely Ajax will need to pit here. 58.3 was his most recent lap time. Let's see what he can do. No, he stays out for one more lap. So he's going to go looking like 9 laps on the end, because surely the fuel can only go one more lap. So 9 laps will be his end stint, I would think. Matt Psycho in second. I think will come out when Ajax takes his pit stop. I think he'll come out ahead, or Matt Psycho will, I mean. Ragemus Prime into the pits though. The Mercedes driver finally ducking in off of those mediums. Aloe in fourth, running a very, very strong race here still. The Lotus driver, where's Slenderfellow? Slenderfellow was in the lead of the race earlier, now sat behind Speckmere. He's going to be in front in just a moment, but it's only going to be fourth for the Lotus driver. The Lotus driver had such good pace, it's a shame to see him so far back now. As Ragemus Prime coming out of the pits, will he be ahead or behind the Punisher? He's going to be ahead for the moment, but as he gets up to speed, Punisher's going to go through, Kaiser's going to go through, and Bondimus slots in behind his friend. Ragemus and Bondimus, good friends as I understand. In round 1, SNL Jam, our commentator, questioning if they were siblings. They are just good friends though, as it turns out. And Bondimus, just slotting around the outside of Kaiser. He's going to be on the inside now. Oh, he makes it past the Swede. What a move. I have got to go see that back. That is amazing. How has he done that? The camera angle didn't quite show it. Ajax into the pits, our leader. We will go to see that in just a moment. There's a little bit of damage for Bondimus possibly after that contact, but still making it through on Kaiser. Wow, that was a sweet move, and Ragemus is going to have an opportunity now. Let's go take a look at the top 2, though, because Ajax is out of the pits, and that is the gap between him and Matt Psycho on board with Ajax. Matt Psycho right there. These two, not long left to go now. 8 laps is all that remains. I guess 9 laps even. 36, 37, yeah, apologies. 9 laps to go. I did just have to count on my fingers to double check that. But Ajax behind Matt Psycho now. Wow, these two are very close. And take a look at what their lap times were, say, a couple laps ago. It's consistent 58s for Matt Psycho. 58.6, 58.5, 58.0, 59.2. Comparatively, it was a 58.6, 58.3, 58.6, 58.6. Wow, that's very consistent from Ajax also. That's very impressive from Ajax. A 103.2 was his in-lap, his out-lap a 118.2. A 124.3 was Matt's in-lap, though. I suppose less refueling to have been done by Ajax, though. So that could be the explanation for the shorter out-lap. Aloe running a very nice third here. We'll just go off-board again, because I just realized I was sort of sitting on board for a little bit long there. Speckmere, he'll be looking to push up towards Aloe, but I don't think he'll be able to. This duo, as I said already... Oh, it's Aloe's round! I've jinxed it! The Renault driver spun! Oh, I'm so sorry, I've jinxed that, Aloe. What has happened here? He goes into turn 2, oh, just smashes into the wall, spins around, gets it going exceptionally quickly, but just down to 5th now even. Scarface here in 6th. Oh, he's gonna drop down behind Jam. Jam's gonna make the move in the Williams. Can he make that move? He's gonna be on the outside. Can he make the switchback? Maybe. No, he's gonna sit on the outside. Although he's damaged, still affecting him. He's gonna be stuck behind Scarface now. Jam is going to look to the inside, to the outside. He's gonna sit behind for the moment. Surely down towards turn 1, he'll take advantage of the slipstream. Scarface out of overtake, I believe. It looks like it. Jam with very little left. I want to take a look at that top 2, see the gap, because they were very close. Ajax on the last lap, 2/10 slower than Matt Psycho. Specmere now. Slenderfella in 4th. Specmere is on for a podium all of a sudden. The McLaren driver running a extremely solid race. Slenderfella in 4th. 5th is Scarface. He's still ahead of Jam. Jam, surely he's going to have to... What is... Scarface has the blinking red light on his car. So do these guys, actually. I wonder if... I wonder... Is there anybody who has... Just everybody with their rain lights on, interestingly. That is interesting. Everybody with the rain lights on, so I wonder if there is a little bit of rain on the course, but so little perhaps that it's not even showing up on the gauge on the bottom left that shows how moist the track is as actually everybody's lights going off. So I wonder if we just got a little bit of the smallest kind of rain, or the lightest kind of rain I should say, and it didn't even affect the track, but we were still technically under rain conditions, so the lights automatically going on. Ooh, somebody in the wall back there that sounded like, is that Gasman in the wall? That did not sound healthy for the Ferrari. Maybe it was a lowy. We'll have to take a look, see what happened. Thunk goes the Ferrari, but he still actually manages to make up the position on Jam. Jam loses 2 positions to Aloy and Gasman. And I tell you what, I was going to mention that the race was not going too well for either of our top championship contenders. Scarface, though, in 5th is doing quite well, and he will gain quite an advantage on Bunnies, who is down in 13th. The Mercedes really struggling this race, coming off the back of a win in Le Mans, just not having any pace here at the high speed ring. Not going well for the championship contenders, although actually, as I say that, again, I will add, Scarface not actually doing badly. He is in 5th here. He is doing quite well. A very consistent driver is the American, but it's a Lowy on the outside of him, using the high line down towards turn 2. Will he be able to make the move? Running on board with him. Ooh, no, he won't. Scarface defends on the inside. I think that might be the first time this race I've seen the inside line work as defense from the outside line. So Gasman, ooh, look at Jam, ooh, into the wall is Jam. Did Gasman push him into the wall there? I'm not sure, but Gasman, either way, getting very close to the wall, Jam getting into it. Ooh, a little bit of contact, I think just getting pinched there. Maybe not expecting it to close that quickly was Jam, but it's a Lowy on the inside of Scarface. He's going to be through into 5th. Can he maintain it, though? Or will the outside line lead to a slingshot for the American? It does just about, but Aloy pulling through. It's going to be Gasman as well, getting past both of them. Gasman on the inside. That is not the first time we've seen Gasman really capitalizing on the slipstream down the straights. Last week, doing it on the Mulsanne straight. This week, doing it down the home stretch. Ooh, it looks like a little bit of bump drafting going on there. Gasman hits the wall, and I think also other cars hitting the wall there, just right on board, or even in the chase cam with Scarface, just to see, does anybody else hit the wall there? No, they don't appear to. Oh, maybe no, that just sounds like an audio glitch. Cool. Let's take a look up at the front, though, because I believe the gap appears to be coming down for Ajax and Matt Psycho. Ajax setting a new personal best of 58.3 on that lap, a 58.6 for Matt, so 3/10 gained that lap. The previous lap, 1/10 lost lap before that, as I just go to Spectre by accident, lap before that, 3/10 lost even. So, looks like the gap is fluctuating a bit here. It was just Ajax running quite wide there through turn 2. Those hards are yielding more grip at this point, I would think, than Matt's mediums. Matt's mediums are pretty worn out at this point, compared to Ajax's quite solid-looking hards at this point. Specmere running through turn 2, also quite wide. Oh, just hitting the wall for Slenderfella even, as Gasman now on the back of a Lowy. Suddenly Scarface, who a moment ago I was saying wasn't actually doing all that badly in this race, down to 7th. Ooh, almost a bit of contact there, it looked like. He's going to be down to 8th, and suddenly that not doing too badly that I mentioned isn't looking too good. 8th will not yield the points that Scarface will be looking to take out of this round. Then again, his championship rival, Bunnies, not looking good as it's a lot of damage for Punisher. What's happened here? But what? Oh, he's going the wrong way there. What has happened to the Punisher? He runs up a bit wide, and it looks like he just runs out of grip, hits the wall, and it spits him back out into the inside wall. So the Canadian just getting himself going here. He looks like he's struggling a little bit. It's Ragemus and Bunnies, the two Mercedes. Oh, as they just fly through that corner, and Bunnies is through, so is Ragemus. So Bunnies up into 12th, Ragemus up into 11th. Kaisergrim not far off the back of Bondimus Prime. I'd say it's worth checking that out in a couple laps time. See if anything comes out of that. We seriously do have an excellent battle going on here though. Scarface on the back of Gasman with Jam directly behind him. These three. Gasman goes to the low line. Can he maintain it? He's sticking with the low line. He runs up a bit higher. Jam really trying out the high line. Not going to work out there for him now though. All four of these drivers just flying through as a Lowy's being caught up for a moment now as well. Gasman's going to be on the outside of a Lowy. Can he make a move through here? Let's take a look. Can he make that move? Gasman, he's going to be on the inside for turn 4. A Lowy on the outside. Surely Gasman can get this here. Does he have the better traction? He does indeed. Jam makes it through on a Lowy as well. So a move for Jam on board with him. Can he make it 2 in one go? Can he get Gasman here? Scarface dropping back, a Lowy right on the back of him though, with damage admittedly though. Take a look up at the front though, they're on the final lap, and look how close Ajax is to Matt. Ajax sitting right on the back of Matt. Surely he won't have another opportunity though. Can he get it in the slipstream? We're on the final lap of the race. Is it going to be Matt, a known, proven winner, Season 3 champion, or will it be a newcomer? Ajax, can he get his debut win? Surely it's going to be Matt, but the slipstream will be powerful down this straight. Which of them will get it? Surely it'll be Matt. Can Ajax get it? No, it's going to be Matt. Surely it's Matt who comes across the line to win at the high speed ring. Matt Psycho taking victory in Japan. It's going to be Specmere in third, surely. Taking a look further back, is there anything else going on here? Oh, I'm not sure. Let's take a look though. These guys battling hard right to the end. It's going to be Specmere who's going to come across the line to take third. Another podium for the McLaren driver. Jam, we can see there, he's in the slipstream of Gasman. Is he going to get him? Side by side across the line. It is so close. But Gasman keeps it at the line. A Lowy 7th, Scarface 8th, 9th is Kaiser, 10th is Bondimus, 11th is going to be Ragemus. 12th will be our reigning champion, Bunnies. Not a good round for him. 13th will be the Punisher to come across the line. Final person across the line. He is across the line. Rob on drums 14th, and Craigob is 15th. Wow. What a race. The high-speed ring really providing quite a bit of action here today. I don't even know what to say. That was so close at the end from the top two, just a couple tenths apart, I believe, come the end of the race. And actually, I'll just double check that. I screenshotted the results. Let's take a look, and that's not what I was trying to look at. There we go. So, the provisional results involved, let's take a quick look here. 3/10 difference between Matt Psycho and Ajax, but the gap I'm really interested to see is between Jam and Gasman. Between the two of them, only about 2.5 hundredths of a second. So an immensely close finish between Jam and Gasman. So your results for this round are Matt Psycho reigning once again, taking victory for that Renault team. They are on top with the Season 3 champion. Then it is Ajax in second. Finally, a podium. Well, I say finally, he's only been here for 5 races now. Ajax on the podium with second place. I would say expect him to be up at the front from here on out. The Tyrrell driver has had excellent pace every race he's done, but it's only finally now panned out. Speckmere in third, the McLaren driver, consistent form as usual. I suppose inherently by saying consistent, that implies that it's as usual. But Speckmere, good form in third. Slenderfella takes fourth. It was a great start to the race, but it dropped off a little bit towards the end. Nonetheless, a good result for the Lotus driver. I'm sure he'll be pleased with that. Gasman takes fifth. Another consistent result for the Ferrari, but he's gone third, fourth, fifth. Be ashamed to see him sixth next round. But if the trend continues, that's where he'll be. Jam, though, in sixth. The Williams driver doing decently in that BMW Williams. Aloe takes seventh in the Renault. Eighth is your championship leader, Scarface. I would imagine he'll maintain the championship lead. I can't see anybody taking it away from him. Certainly not Bunnies, who finished behind him. Kaiser in ninth. A good debut for the Swede. The Tyrrell driver, I'd expect to see more from him in future. I think he'll be up towards the front of the grid. Bondimus takes 10th. 11th is Ragemus. The Constructors champions. McLaren are the Constructors champions. The Constructors Championship leaders, 11th and 12th. Ragemus 11th. Bunnies 12th. And reigning Drivers Champion for Bunnies. So not a good round for Bunnies or Ragemus. Punisher takes 13th. 14th goes to Rob on drums, and Craighob on debut takes 15th place in the Williams. So, let's take a quick look. I don't think there's really anything to look at. So that's a terrible camera view. Can we get something other than that? There we go. So, I think that is it for today. Thank you to everybody who watched. Good viewership throughout this race. Thank you again, as I just said, to everybody who watched. A fantastic race. Lots of action here at the High Speed Ring. Next up is the Red Bull Ring 2 weeks from now. So I'll see you then. And in the meantime, go back and watch some old GTE and Formula X races. If you would like, a great race would actually be the Season 5 Red Bull Ring race. I believe that would be round 7 of Season 5, the Austrian Grand Prix. A fantastic race there at the Red Bull Ring. I won't spoil it for you because it genuinely is a race worth going back and watching. I believe Matt Psycho on commentary that day. But at the current time, Matt Psycho, race winner once again. So I will end it off there for today. Thank you to everybody who watched. I do hope you all enjoyed. And I will see you next time at the Sunday Night League.